Excuse me, excuse me. Um, if anybody in the building, let me know that you can hear me. Anybody in the building that can hear the sound of my voice, let me know that you can hear me. All right. What you say you had to exit and come back to refresh? What was it doing? Was it buffering or something? What was it doing? You say you can hear me. All right, cool. Yeah, you say you had to refresh and come back. So was it buffering or something? Or wait a minute. Okay, look like it's doing something weird on my end too. What the hell? No data. You say it was still say waiting on me. Oh, okay. I don't know, man. I don't know because I'm looking at my other computer now. I'm getting some kind of weird message over here. So I don't think it's messing up anything. But you say you changed your service last night. Oh, okay. I don't know. At this point, excuse me. At this point, I don't think, regardless of what service you got, you still gonna get you gonna get crap regardless of what. I mean, 'cause that's just technology. Technology is a motherfucker. It's always crap by technology. I don't know what it is, and you just seen me a whole lot of times have this shit set up. As soon as I go live, everything just go haywire as soon as I go live. Um, so I don't know. At this point, I think internet, Wi-Fi, period, just do some crazy shit. You know, AT&T. I ain't never just really been fond of their service. I had it once before, but I wasn't just too fond of it. You know, yeah, I really want to fund AT&T when I had their service. I mean, it worked, but I just really just wasn't too fond of it. Do they still got that thing called Uverse or some shit like that? Uverse, where you got cable. Let's put me the AT&T cable, something like that. Do they still got that? I don't know. That's when I was first introduced to it. When they had something called Uverse or some shit like that. You know. So I don't know. They still got that or not. Okay. Um. Yes, it's my new place. I just moved. I can't find a company to. Okay, so they still do got Uverse to write in there other than satellite, and I try to. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, all right. Well, hopefully other folks will come in, because like you don't want to chat right now, so other folks, because I guess they'll come on in. But anyway, let's get right into it. I'm trying not to be long with this or whatnot. So this man right here has gone viral. Corey Harris gone viral. He's the man that showed up on Zoom to his court hearing and was driving, but kind of find out he was driving on a suspended license. Now, at first, when I did the video, I thought it was funny, and then I told you I was laughing. It was his facial expression that made me laugh. It really wasn't the situation itself. It was his facial expressions that made me laugh. And I said, good luck to the dude. And then my man, shout out to my man Chiz O'Donis, he came back and said, hey, they saying that he's supposed to have his license lifted from whatever problems he was having. So I was going to actually come out and do an apology video to him, but to some more stuff then came out about this man, and we talking about from, I guess it's the stuff he's still supposed to have done to get it back, but he did not do. I'm just gonna chalk it up and say he assumed his license was good. I don't know. And then kind of find out, dude had a warrant on him that got him in trouble too. So all of that just for driving on suspended license. They found out about your warrant that you had for 4 years. You know, like, man, you talk about having bad luck, man. You talk about having bad luck. But anyway, though, we're gonna get in, let y'all listen to this, get into some of this, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this. You know, yeah, let's get right into it. If you listening, please hit that thumbs up and let's do it.
Well, tonight, a man who became a meme after a viral court appearance in Ann Arbor is looking to set the record straight. Thank you so much for joining us for 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. People couldn't believe Corey Harris logged into the hearing for a charge of driving on a suspended license while he was actually driving.
He was cited last October in Pittsfield Township. That now infamous hearing was just last month. Tonight, 7 News Detroit reporter Kimberly Craig tells us Harris believes he's paying an unfair price for an honest mistake.
It has literally been pure OD hell. I've been assaulted. I've been followed. I've been laughed at. I've been ridiculed. I have been disrespected.
Corey Harris is planning to appear back in an Ann Arbor courtroom Wednesday with a new defense attorney, Dion Webster Cox.
My client doesn't want to go out here breaking the law. He's a law.
He said he been assaulted. I find that interesting when he said that he been assaulted. He been disrespected. I can kind of see that. And I guess made fun of. Of course, everybody gonna do that, man, 'cause this story is crazy. But let's continue.
Abiding citizen. So now that we know what's going on, we're taking the steps to go forward to correct the problem, to put him in a situation where his license is in proper order.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Harris said he was driving to take his wife to the doctor because her medical condition was worsening. But when the judge could see Harris was driving during that virtual hearing for driving on a suspended driver's license, Harris's bond was revoked. He spent 2 days in the Washtenaw County Jail, and the video spread across the internet like wildfire.
I don't even go on the internet anymore. I deleted my Facebook, my Instagram, Twitter. I deleted everything.
Harris said he had no idea he was driving on a suspended license back in October when he was first ticketed by Pittsfield Township Police. He thought the suspension that was tied to unpaid child support had been lifted 2 years ago.
What was your reaction when he told you, so you have a suspended license?
I looked at him like, you got to be joking, because all of this was supposed to have been taken care of already.
Court records show a judge ordered that suspension lifted in January 2022, but a spokesperson for the Secretary of State said they never received a clearance from the friend of the court. No one from the friend of the court responded to my calls last week, but today, a representative for Saginaw County's chief judge did respond and said the clearance was never sent to the Secretary of State because Harris did not pay the license clearance fee to their clerk's office.
Never told me a thing. That's all they said was that they would be sending me some paperwork in the mail, and here it is, 2024, and I just received the paperwork that they were supposed to send me 2 years ago.
Front of the court.
Right.
They never said you had to pay a fee or anything.
No.
Right now, he needs to go to the he has an appointment with the Secretary of State Thursday. So Thursday he's going. Let's get this in order.
In Southfield, Kimberly Craig, 7 News, Detroit.
Okay, Kim, thank you.
Well, here's what I'm saying about this. I don't know how to feel about the dude or whatnot. You know, I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think he probably had his priorities in the wrong place. On something like this, especially dealing with child support, I don't have any children, so I don't know how the child support shit works or whatnot. But on something in this situation right here, man, you know, you would think that somebody older as he is, he would stay on top of it, you know, so he won't get in this type of position or whatnot. All right. So you say this is back in 2022 where they supposed to be lifted your shit or whatnot. On shit like that, especially dealing with the courts, in my opinion, you should not assume shit. Me personally, you need to be checking every day till you actually get confirmation that whatever you done that you need to have done to get your situation straight, that you get it and you can get it in writing and you can get a copy sent to you. Just don't think that, okay, that I did this, they say they're going to do this and you just leave it at that. No, you should never do that. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't do that with anything. You know, if it's anything that's a binding agreement, anything like that, you should never assume that it's been taken care of. All right? You should never assume that. And I don't know why this man did not stay on top of that to make sure that this was taken care of. And again, by you not checking on this, making sure this one taken care of, man, you got into a whole heap of trouble, man, just by driving on suspended license. And again, I'm not sure what that warrant was about, you know, but he got hit with the warrant, you know, and I'm believing that's what the judge really got him on, you know, because of that warrant he had that was on him as well. I believe that's what he really got him for. Okay, so now he's saying that I deleted all my social medias because of this happening. Well, I mean, bro, this ain't nobody's fault but yours. So why would you? I don't understand what deleting the social media is going to do, because it's not going to stop anybody from talking. You know, everybody's still going to be talking about you. I mean, I'm talking about you right now, you know, and I'm trying not to be a dick about it, you know, but at the same time, you know, I have folks that taught me well when it comes to doing stuff like that. You can't go in doing stuff just one time and think, okay, then everything is cool. If you don't go back and check on it, to some people, they look at you and be like, okay, then, well, he ain't come back trying to find out, you know, if this or that, you know, so I'm going to treat it like he's treating it. If he act like he don't care, then, hey, we're going to act the same way, you know, and we got other clients that we got to deal with. We can't just put it on hold and wait for him to get his shit straight. If he's not calling, checking on, trying to get his shit straight, then how can you expect them to do the same thing? And for what I read with that, what they did, it said after 10 days, it was expired. After 10 days, wherever they supposed to have sent over to them, if it didn't happen within the 10 days, it is considered expired. Again, we talking about back in 2022. And here we are in 2024. And he said he just not getting the papers. Of course you got the papers now, because look at the situation that you're in now. And you got a lawyer now, so of course you got the papers now. But you should have been got these papers and handle your business. Look where you at now. Okay? Look where you at now. All right? Again, I ain't trying to beat up on them, but, you know, hey, you know, sometimes we put ourselves in situations, but again, you got a lot of people that blame everything else except for themselves. All right? And again, I'm not the judge. I don't even know why he did that. I mean, man, I would have parked and got out the car and make it seem like I'm standing outside or something, you know, or I would have got in the passenger side or got in the back seat. I would have did something so the judge would not see me driving. Now, I get we do shit sometimes and we're not thinking like, damn, you know, I wasn't thinking right then and there. But on something big as this, now everybody gonna think, nah, I ain't finna put myself in a position where I'm gonna get fucked up more than what I am. But that's what he did. I understand his wife is sick. He trying to take care of his wife. I'm not knocking him for that. But at the same time, bro, man, you put yourself in there. Even your lawyer, whoever the lady who was representing you on the Zoom, she paused for a minute. She didn't know what to say, man, because the shit was just that fucked up, you know? So, yeah, man, 2 years, you didn't keep up with this. Hey, you got to take that on the chin, brother. You got to take that on the chin, man. Real talk. It had been me. I got to take it on the chin. You know, I can't sit up here and make excuses and saying they said it, they said that. Yes, they may told you that, but did you check and see, did they do it? All right? The same thing with a job. You go put in an application, you know, a lot of times it takes them a long time to call you back. For what I was taught in school when it comes to applications, they say, you know what I'm saying, you blow them up. Because when you blow them up or call to check your application, it lets them know that you really want to work. Now, I don't know how y'all, you know, how y'all done it back y'all day, but I was always taught when you put in an application for work, you call the hell out of them because it's letting them know that you want to work. And eventually they're going to tell you, hey, come in, we got this day available for an interview. All right. I never put in no application, just sat back and say, okay, I'm going to wait on them to say something to me. You wait on them, you're going to be waiting on the long, you're going to wait on them a long time. All right? You're going to be waiting on them a long time. So I've been taught well when it comes to stuff like that. I've been taught real well. But anyway, guys, we're going to move along with this. Let's hear what else going on.
New tonight, a shocking twist for the man who went viral for driving during a virtual court hearing for a suspended license.
Corey Harris showed up in person at a Washtenaw County courthouse today, hoping to set the record straight and put this entire saga behind him. Instead, we're reporting on a brand new chapter.
7 News Detroit reporter Kimberly Craig has been keeping up with the twists and turns of this one. She was in court today as it all unfolded.
Well, nothing went the way Corey Harris thought it was going to go in court today. The judge started off by slamming Corey Harris, saying he's never even had a valid driver's license. The afternoon ended with Harris going to jail.
The person that needed to be blamed is the person that he was staring at in the mirror. He didn't do what he should have done.
The judge came ready to set the record straight with Corey Harris, who has claimed that he thought the suspension on his driver's license was removed 2 years ago.
That court and its friend of the court did nothing wrong. His driving privileges were unsuspended in 2022. That required Mr. Harris to do something. He didn't do it.
The judge said Harris never paid his clearance fees with the court or the Secretary of State to lift the suspension. But that's not all.
He has never had a Michigan license. Ever.
We asked Harris yesterday if he ever had a valid driver's license. He claimed he didn't remember. Do you ever recall having one? Having a driver's license?
Now look at this.
I knew I had a permit. I knew that.
A driver's permit or?
I believe. I don't know.
How you don't know you ever had a driver's license? Come on now, seriously. How you don't recall that? And see, this is why you deleted your social media, man. Because at this point now, nobody believes you. Nobody believes you. Okay, this man is sort of looking. I don't recall. How you don't recall, man? How you don't recall that? See, I don't know. Maybe I'm the goofy one. I don't know.
Recall having one. Had a valid. That's not all.
He has never had a Michigan license. Ever.
We asked Harris yesterday if he ever had a valid driver's license. He claimed he didn't remember. Do you ever recall having one?
You ever recall having one? That's what was asked of him.
Having a driver's license.
I knew I had a permit. I knew that.
A driver's permit or?
I believe. I don't know. I can't say yes and I can't say no.
And that's odd because the Pittsfield Township police officer and prosecutor said during that October traffic stop, Corey Harris knew what was up.
At least twice during this traffic stop, he acknowledged to the officer that he did not have a valid license. Quote unquote, quote, actually, I don't have a valid license. Close quote. The question was, are you a valid driver? Quote, I am not.
There was no error by anyone.
Wow. Wow.
It was a failure on the part of Mr. Harris to do certain things. Now, I grant you that sometimes that can be a complicated process, but it was certainly not anybody's fault that that didn't happen other than that wasn't paid.
Then came the unexpected.
He has a warrant for his arrest.
Corey Harris was taken into custody for what appears to be a 9-year-old bench warrant out of Allen Park.
So was I shocked? Absolutely.
Oh, it was 9 years old.
I want my client to walk in, then get escorted to the back? Absolutely not. That was not the plan.
The shocking thing about it, for a driving while license suspended, that he didn't take care of.
It should be something that a lesson for all of us. Handle your business. At the end of the day, handle your business.
In Ann Arbor, Kimberly Craig, 7 News Detroit.
Thank you, Kim. The
Wow. Wow. So there was a traffic stop involved where the prosecutor said whoever performed that traffic stop asked him, was he a valid driver? He said no. And he also admitted he did not have a valid driver license. So that is true what he's saying. Then again, you know, he's to blame for this. It's nobody else, you know. I mean, you sit up here, throw a pity party and say, hey, back in 2022, this happened, that happened, this, that, and the third, and it may have happened, but at the end of the day, like everybody's saying, and even I'm saying, man, stuff like that, man, you just can't just leave it in the hands of somebody else and think everything is A-okay, you know. It's like you dealing with the IRS, man. You do your taxes and you forward your taxes over to the IRS, and if you don't go back and check on your taxes, how you know you're going to get a refund, or how you know if they didn't take your refund because you owe for something, you know, because you don't go back and check on it. I'm pretty much sure I can speak for everybody. When we file our taxes, we're going to call IRS at least probably minimum of 3 times to try to see what's happening with our taxes, you know, because we trying to handle our business, see what's going on. Are we going to get our money? Is there some slick hidden fees, or do we owe y'all or whatnot? Or what's going on with my taxes, you know? Because they not going to call you. The IRS short of here ain't going to call you and say, hey, this, that, and the third. You got to call them and see what's going on with your shit, okay? And again, that lady asked him, straight up asked him, do you recall ever having a license in Michigan? That's a simple yes or no answer. You should have to sit there doing all that. That's a simple yes or no answer. That's a simple yes or no answer. Okay? Simple yes or no. He made this so difficult. I don't know why, but that was a simple yes or no. Then turn around and say I had a permit. Excuse me? A permit? I thought that's something for young teens to get before they actually get a driver's license. You know, maybe I'm wrong. You got a permit? You thought a permit was good enough for you to be driving on the streets? Boy, he lucky he don't stay in Memphis. He lucky he don't stay in Memphis. Talk about I got a permit. That shit wasn't going to fly at all. And you lucky if you get a cop nice enough, they probably wouldn't take you in. But you try to put that down here in Memphis, sir, you would have probably been in some deep shit. A permit? Okay. All right. I was just talking about this situation with somebody the other day. And we was talking about when did we first get our license and stuff like that. If I can recall, I think I got my license got my license in my first car when I was 26 years old. You know what I'm saying? I asked somebody just like him, depending on people, to come and get me, take me here, take me there, take me back and forth to work and all that. And you know, with a lot of people, you get it's kind of like you weren't out your welcome in a sense, because they looking at you as a grown-ass man, as a grown-ass woman, saying, okay, then why you not going out and getting your license, going and get you a vehicle? So you have to depend on everybody else to take you from point A to point B and Z and all over the place. You know, you got to constantly call people to come and get you and take you here and there. A lot of people, you got on their nerves with that. Even if you pay them gas money, a lot of people, you got on their nerves with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So one day my cousin hit me up like, man, hey, man, you need to get your ass up and go get your license, bro. You 26 years old, man. You ain't got your damn license? What's up? All right? Just came out of the blue and said that. That motivated me like, hey, he right. You know, I'm sitting up here, got my own spot. Okay, I'm stuck in the house every day, want to go somewhere. If I want to go somewhere, I got to call somebody to take me somewhere. Everybody ain't gonna want to do this shit every time, okay? They ain't gonna want to fool nobody every time. So he gave me motivation to get up and go get my shit. And anything that happened with my driver license, whether it got suspended or whether it had something to do with some insurance or whatnot, you best believe I went and handled my business, and I made sure I called to make sure everything was straight, or I made sure I called to make sure I got the proper documents to say that my shit was straight. It ain't no sitting back assuming just because I paid a fee or whatever the hell I thought I did, they was going to clear it up. No. I stayed on that shit until I got confirmation that my shit was good. All right? And that's 20-something years old up to the age that I am now. 26 years old. Now, I know some of y'all probably 18, got your license at 18, probably got your first car at 18 and all that. You know, so y'all got it, you know, earlier than I did. But the fact of the matter is, you know, it's nothing like having your own and having not to depend on other people to do shit for you. It's okay that you need help every now and again, but every time you need some help, you come calling around and gotta depend on other people to do stuff for you. A lot of people get tired of this shit. They do. And I had to learn that. Okay? Hell, I've been taught so good as far as getting to places. My mama taught me so well on that she said, hey, just because you ain't got no car don't mean you can't get nowhere. She said, as long as they got public transportation, get your ass on public transportation. And I do that. If my car broke down today, hey, we got public transportation. I would take that, even though it take them sometime forever in the day to come to the damn bus stop and to get you to where you need to be, but at least you are getting to where you need to go without having to depend on anybody else to keep come pick you up and take you from point A to point B. All right, and you ain't got to hear this shit of people talking about they tired of coming to get you and all that too, because you got up off your ass and took care of your business on your own. And I'm pretty much sure this man is older than me. I'm 44 years old. I'm pretty much sure he's older than me, even if it's about a year. I'm sure he's older than me, and I'm sure he knows better. Unless he slick slow, and I'm not being funny. Unless he slick slow. Unless, I don't know, I'm not being funny. Unless he is. Okay? But then again, even that's not an excuse. To be honest, to me, that's not even an excuse. Because he got common sense to know to tell people, I don't have a valid driver license, that you should have had common sense to know to go get your shit taken care of. All right? But again, I say good luck to him. If he go to the where that place they say he need to go to, if he go there and get his shit, hey, good luck to him. I hope this is a lesson learned. Man. Like the lady said, handle your business. Your own lawyer said handle your business. All right? Some people say they feel like she would throw him under the bus. I don't think she would really throw him under the bus. Probably was slightly, you know what I'm saying? But shit, you know, sometimes you got to do that, you know what I'm saying, to get people to think logically. All right? You got to throw a little shade at them sometime for them to think logically. All right? And ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. All right? All right? She said, catch an Uber Lyft. I ain't ever called an Uber. I think I called Lyft one time. That was because my cousin, she drove Lyft. And I just so happened to find out she drove Lyft. And she came and got me. So that's about the only time I rode in the Lyft. Now, I rode an Uber once when I went to New Jersey. Yeah, I had rode an Uber up there. Old girl had a good account with Uber. And she had Uber, you know what I'm saying, taking me to a couple of places when she couldn't do it or whatever the case may be. So, yeah. So I still don't know how much none of this shit cost. I never ever got on Lyft or anything like that, paid out of pocket for this shit. So I don't know how much this shit costs. I don't even know how this shit really works, you know. But yeah, man. So I just don't get that, you know. I'm just still dumbfounded. You got asked, have you ever had a license? That man said, man, that's yes or no. That's a yes or no. Jesus Christ. Okay. Man. Wow. This wild. Anyway, let's continue.
People are saying, and quite frankly, your client has made the assertion that the Pittsfield Township, as well as this court, was acting on some type of defective or faulty information, which I will tell you, counsel, caused the court, given what the court did, to investigate what my ruling was. And I will tell you that that assertion is absolutely correct with reference to any faulty information that either came through to the Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety or to this court ultimately at the May 15th hearing. And I think it needs to be stated, I've been asked for comments. I have refrained from comments, as is my normal practice is. This court with the pending case will speak on the record. And so I am going to make sure that the record is very, very clear as to what this court knows and what this court acted on May 15th. And we can start with this. And my basis for doing it is because of what was said about what this whole process was. And that an indication, counsel, and I know, counsel, you've been before me before. Absolutely. I know it is not coming from you. but you also know how I am.
I do.
And the thing is that if for whatever reason, the one time in my life I was wrong, I will say it, and did. But when I'm not wrong, and when people are not to blame, then it also needs to be said. So I will try to get through this as quick as I possibly can. But I will tell you, first of all, with any reference to your client having had a license on that day, and some indication or misunderstanding as to whether or not he had a license, let me make it very clear, based upon what the court looked at, he has never had a Michigan license, ever. And has never had a license in the other 49 states and commonwealths that form up this great union. He has never had a license. In point of fact,
Whoa.
when
you say he never had a license in the other 49 states, damn, did he just say that?
he suspended his license in the other 49 states and commonwealths that form up this great union. He has never had a license. In point of fact, when they suspended his license, and what people don't understand, when they suspended his license in Saginaw, they don't suspend the license. They suspend the privilege to drive in this state. Hence, for example, if he had had a Kentucky license, he would be able to drive everywhere that Kentucky would allow him to drive. He just couldn't drive in Michigan because his privileges had been restricted. I know you know that, but that wasn't at all said. But it doesn't matter because he didn't have a license ever. There is also then, and
okay, so what's supposed to have got suspended and he was supposed to be uplifted once he got through paying, I think it said child support. So what got suspended?
you know, I will, when it is necessary, come to the defense of my sister courts, and I will come to the defense of Saginaw. They got a great chief judge. Chief judge answered the question. But I will tell you, that court and its friend of the court did nothing wrong. His license was, his driving privileges, better stated, were unsuspended in 2022. That required Mr. Harris to do something. He didn't do it. Therefore, that friend of the court was under no obligation to send anything to the Secretary of State. Now, I hated that I had to look at all of this, but when there's a question as to what I did, I'm going to look at everything to make sure that what I did was all in order. There's then an indication from that because that wasn't sent, there was a direct attack on Michigan's Department of Secretary of State's office, saying that the Secretary of State was somehow at fault. Let me tell you something. Secretary of State did what they were supposed to do. And in point of fact, they did nothing because they hadn't gotten anything from the court because Mr. Harris had not paid the reinstatement.
Oh.
This week, or latter part of last week, once he paid that, Saginaw friend of the court did what they should do, and they sent it. Immediately, based upon the information that I have, the Secretary of State did what they do every day. They took that suspension off of his driving record, and he was then unsuspended. And then your client did what he needed to do with reference to the Secretary of State and paid a reinstatement. Just a second, Mr. Schiller. I'm going to let everybody respond because
Thank you.
I am not done yet.
Okay.
All right.
You're covering a lot of the points for me. Thank you, Your Honor.
And so that came down to that. So the information at the time that I had, that Pittsfield Department of Public Safety had, was all correct at the time of both Pittsfield stop as well as the May 15th day. It was all correct. There was no error by anybody. It was a failure on the part of Mr. Harris to do certain things. Now, I grant you that sometimes that can be a complicated process. But it was certainly not anybody's fault that that didn't happen, other than that wasn't paid. Now, here's the other thing, and I may be in church where I say I'm about finished now. But the other part of this is, this stop was in October. Most of the cases that we've heard just in this last afternoon are driving while license suspended cases. That's part of my Wednesday afternoon. We go through great pains to try to get people their licenses back, which is really how it should happen. Between October and because I don't live under a rock, I actually watch things. You look very nice on TV.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There was something that was said that was very disturbing to me. And I'm just going to let you know, because I believe in being fair with everybody. The question was asked along the lines, between October of 2023 and the point in time of the May 15th hearing, was there an attempt by Mr. Harris to correct his license? Here's the part that was disturbing for me, so that you know.
Okay.
Mr. Harris indicated that at some point he had been involved in some accident. And being involved into the accident, that he was basically bedridden or at least housebound, he could not get to the Secretary of State. That was set up there, and I think I'm going to presume, because my knowledge of counsel, defense counsel, is I know you don't misrepresent anything.
Right.
You never do.
Right.
That's not true.
Okay.
He purposely stated that he could not get to the Secretary of State, which, for the way we handle things in this court, would have placed him in a whole different category. We would have tried to find a way. Let's figure it out. And the reason I know that is because Mr. Harris, on December 28th of 2023, do you know where you were?
December 28th, 23.
23rd.
2023.
I know I was laid up from my accident.
You were at the Secretary of State's office. And you were at the Secretary of State's office because you redid and got your new Michigan ID. I have the date. That's the date you did it. December 28th, 2023. You did. And so that you also know, and in all fairness to counsel, because I don't know if counsel knows this or not, the way I know that he's never had a license is because May 3rd, he was 19 at the time. May 3rd, 1999, he applied for his first Michigan ID. Counsel knows, so I do, you cannot have both. You either have an ID or you have a license. One of the two.
Holy shit.
He has religiously every year gotten a new ID. And so he knows that he doesn't have a license.
Get the fuck out of here.
And quite frankly, I just wish he would have said that at the beginning. And all of this hoopla could have been just put all aside. And we all go through the process as we do with all of the people coming here to try to get him his license.
Damn. Okay. Now everything's starting to make a little sense now. Damn. Okay. So again, he has nobody to blame but himself. The judge laid it out plain and clear, crystal clear, clear as water. Clear as water. This man kept going to get his state ID instead of getting his driver license. Now all this shit starting to make sense now. And again, I finna come do an apology video because when I heard another person did the video saying that, hey, you know, this man license supposed to have been straight a long time ago, I finna come out and say, hey, my bad, you know what I'm saying? Okay, all right, cool, I had it wrong, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he just got caught up in, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of some fuck shit or something, you know? But now hearing this right here, like, he wasn't caught up in shit. Dude just didn't do what he was supposed to do to get himself situated. And you kept doing the same thing over and over and over again for what it sounded like from the judge. You kept doing the same thing over and over again. And what they was, you kept on getting behind the wheel driving on a suspended license, okay? You got pulled over in October. That's a good question. I'm going to say that too. But when you got October, got pulled over or whatever you was involved in, what did you do in November? What did you do in December? What did you do in January? What did you do in February? What did you do in March? What did you do in April? What did you do in May? According to what we just heard right here, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 7 months went by, if I counted it right. 7 months went by, dude. And you did nothing to get your situation straight. And listen to the judge. Every time they ask you something, you always had an excuse. You always had an excuse as to why you could not get there, why you don't have this, why you don't have that. And we talk about that all the time over here, how people make an excuse for everything. Like people say all the time, you got to answer for everything. And it sounded like that's what he got. He got an answer for everything. He got an excuse for everything as to why this and that did not happen. Listen to what the judge just said. If he had been straight up, they could have made it to where this man could have got his license. But he never tried. He never tried. All right. According to what we just heard right there, he never tried. He kept getting state ID. They thinking that was going to be cool enough. So again, who fault is that? Like the judge said in the last clip I played, nobody's to blame but the person who looking at himself in the mirror. And that's him. And he just asked me, he said, where was you at December the 28th? I think that we asked. He said, where you was at? I believe. He said, I know where you was at. He got all the documentation, know exactly where he was at. So it sounded like to me, man, you've been trying to pull a fast one this whole time, bro. This whole time. And again, a warrant, 9 years old. On top of that, you had a warrant that was 9 years old. And he saw that too. So what can you say behind all that? What can you say? What can you say? Wow. But again, I'm going to say that at the end though. Hey, good luck to the brother, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully he get all this straight, man, and hopefully he will finally learn his lesson. Hopefully he'll finally learn the lesson, but y'all know how them type of folks is. They ain't gonna learn nothing. They gonna go out there and keep doing the same shit again. So who knows? But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for listening, and who all listen to this later, you know, hey, share your thoughts about this or how you feel about this, and